Is now a good time to buy in Prince Edward County? I get asked that question all the time. And in fact, I have buyers who just the other day said they're gonna hold off and see whether or not prices drop a little bit more before they make their final decisions. So here's my perspective. Of course, I don't have a crystal ball that works at the moment, but this is what I'm hearing. We thankfully have brokerage meetings every Monday, and there's over 300 agents from Toronto that are on those meetings. So I do get a really good perspective from them as to what's happening in Toronto. The reason that's important is because in Prince Edward County, our market often reflects what's happening there. We just kind of trickle down a similar kind of aesthetic a few months later or a few weeks later, depending on what it is. So what I'm hearing from the Toronto agents is that things really are picking up in the city. Some of them are even getting multiple offers again, certainly not all, but it is starting to get a little bit busier there. Condo sales are even starting to increase. So those are all really good signs that things are starting to move. I personally think that buyers are getting used to current interest rates. I know that our broker was at a meeting with Benjamin Tall, and he was saying he doesn't think the Bank of Canada is going to do anything with interest rates this whole year of 2026. He's anticipating that they're going to stay quite steady. So I think as people get more comfortable with this is the new reality, they're really not that bad. They've dropped a lot since where they were a couple of years ago, that people are very comfortable with that now, and that's not something that they're kind of like, worried and holding their breath about. Another thing that I think is that we are now used to the whole idea of tariffs and what's going on there. So hopefully that also has people a little more settled in their decision making. I also personally think that during COVID, everybody who dreamed of coming to the county did it because they needed to get out of their small little condos, small spaces in the city. They wanted to come somewhere that has more open land, where you could go for a walk without passing tons and tons of people. So it was way more comfortable for people to be here. So they made that move, which means we had kind of a big glut of people moving to Prince Edward County during COVID. So I think we just also needed a bit of time to kind of build up that demand again of people wanting to move here. So I think all of those factors considered, we are experiencing already, and it is early March, quite a few buyers coming out. It was a cold, very snowy, nasty winter, or wintry winter if you like winter. And we did not have a lot of action happening. So I think there's a little bit of pent-up demand from some of those folks. And in the last kind of couple weeks, since it's warmed up just a little bit, I've seen more buyers coming out, looking at properties, and they seem to be coming with a lot more intent. So rather than just coming to look, they're actually saying, I really want to buy something in the next, X number of weeks or months, as opposed to at some point, right? So I've had a few offers on a few of my listings recently, and again, buyers very intentionally looking. So those are really good signs that it's going to pick up. Personally, I think we're about at the bottom of where prices are going to be. I don't anticipate a huge, uprise of pricing in 2026, but it wouldn't surprise me if we do get a little bit. I also think personally that the end of the winter is a really good time to buy because everybody who has had their houses listed for the whole winter, possibly back into the fall or earlier, they're really eager to get those sold. Yes, a lot of new houses are going to come on during the spring. I know I have a few listings coming on over the next few weeks. Those people with their listings being brand new are not going to be ready to do a ton of negotiating. The people whose listings have been sitting for months, they're the ones ready to negotiate. So you may be able to get a decent deal from them because they really just want to have their house sold. If they hung on and had it listed all winter, they seriously want to sell their houses and move on. So those are the ones that I personally would be looking at. And now is the perfect time to be doing that. Again, if you ever have any questions about buying houses, living in Prince Edward County, please reach out anytime. I would be more than happy to chat with you. Also, if you're a seller looking to sell your house, again, really happy to chat and let you know what my philosophy and what my marketing plan is. Thanks so much.